What's up everybody, it's Matt from Morning Hookah hanging out with you today to talk about Fantasia. I wanted to do a little bit of a throwback, if you will, a Hookah 101, Hookah Basics. One of the most popular things that I get asked is, how do you hookah? What do you do with these things and what's the best way to get stuff smoking? So let's use an entirely made from Fantasia setup. We're going to use the tobacco, the charcoal, the hookah bowl. The HMD is not by them. And then also the water is not by them. I mean, if they wanted to have like a water bottle that said Fantasia and send those out to people, I mean, I guess we could do that too. But yeah, so we're going to use an all Fantasia setup today on the episode of Morning Hookah, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to get your Fantasia smoking the absolute best. So without further ado, well, let's get smoking. This is what we're going to do on today's episode, is we're going to look at a couple of their flavors. They have a plethora, a huge variety of flavors, over like 40, 50, a million and a half flavors. Yeah, they've been at it a while, by the way. Yeah, like blueberry ice, that's a good one if you're looking for a blueberry minty flavor. But I'm gonna go with something a little bit tropical, a little bit fruity on today. We're gonna do wild mango, which is such a delicious smelling flavor. This smells like a mango smoothie, legitimately. And then we're gonna do peach fuzzy navel. So we're gonna do peach and mango together. So that's what we're gonna rock, and that's what we're gonna do. Let's start with the bowl. This is a silicone bowl that's on the outside of it, and then there's a glass insert, crystal glass on the inside that helps with high heat temperatures, and it does have this little like design on the inside as well, which is gonna help you spread the tobacco around. You can use a fork if you want to, or you can go ahead and use your fingers, totally up to you. I'm gonna use a fork on today. What you're gonna wanna do is mix your tobacco nice and evenly. The reason why you're mixing it is because the molasses flavoring tends to sink to the bottom of it, and you wanna bring that back throughout the entirety of the tobacco so that you're getting a nice, good mixture of flavor inside of it. Fantasia is one of those brands that has a lot of coloring and dye inside of the tobacco. It's not a big deal, that's just what they decided to do. It's all gonna smoke at the end of the day. But you're gonna wanna mix this up nice so that all the juices are flowing throughout the entirety of it. Then you're gonna wanna take a big, nice scoop of it. One tip that you can do is put your thumb right in the middle where the hole is on the bowl, so that when you start to put the tobacco in it, it doesn't fall through that hole. That's totally up to you as well. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna spread this tobacco around nice and airy. This is gonna be a very light consistency in the pack of it. And you're just gonna get it so that it's all down below the rim that's on this bowl that our HMD is gonna be sitting on. Tons of HMDs are gonna be able to work and fit with this bowl. This is the Voodoo HMD. It's the one that I chose to grab and use. It's you can get it from FanTasiaHookah.com. That's where I get my stuff from a majority of the time, but they're available at many different retailers as well. Now that I have a nice good helping of the peach flavoring, we're gonna go ahead and move on over to the mango flavoring. Sometimes it's about like just working with what you have and doing the best with what you got. And that's kind of what the important thing about some of these things are when it comes to starting hookah, right? Like you want to make sure that what you're doing is enjoying the hookah that you have. And that means finding the flavors that interest you, smelling them, finding what smells good to you, and then giving them a try. Learning the packing techniques and methods is very important, especially once you start doing more and more of this hookah stuff, because you can use less tobacco, for instance, by using a better technique and get more smoking time out of it. Now my HMD is not going to get too close to the tobacco just by setting it on top and taking a look at it. I can actually add just a little bit more, and I really like the smell of this mango, so I'm actually going to add just a tiny bit more of this mango flavor, and then we can place that right on top of the hookah that we have that we're going to be talking about very shortly. But got to get some charcoal. The charcoal that we're actually going to be using is Fantasia's Airflow charcoal. It has the exclusive airflow design. What does that mean? Well, if you take a look at the charcoal, they have a very unique look to them. They definitely have some engineering that's been thoughtful in the way that they were created. This comes in natural wood as well as coconut instant light. I'm going to tell you right now, get the coconut ones. They're usually of better quality, and the reason why is because the charcoal that is created from coconut has better consistency overall through the product, and it also heats better and more consistently when it hits that top temperature as well. A lot of people that have been smoking for a long time enjoy the natural wood for a lot of different reasons. Maybe it's what they're used to or what they enjoy. The temperature is usually a little bit lower with natural wood as well. And then instant lights, if you're in a pinch, if you're going camping, like yes, you can use them. They're just not something that I would ever buy for home personal use, because you're at home, you have time to pack a bowl, you have time to get your charcoal set up as well. Here's what they look like up close. They have a unique design in the center of it where it actually has a cavern that you're able to place on top of the bowl, and the air is going to flow through it. And if you have more air and oxygen, that's going to help you with the longevity of a charcoal, because it's not going to black out and it's not going to get deprived of oxygen. And if it's not getting deprived of oxygen, that means that it can stay consistent and stay hot as well. So now that the charcoal are ready, took roughly 5 to 7 minutes to get them lit once the entire grill is up and going. We're just going to place them inside of our HMD. Now the nice thing about these airflow, because of the shape of them, you can actually fit 3 inside of most HMDs pretty easily. And the weight of these are a lot like a cube charcoal. Cube is a style of coal that exists out there, along with flats, quarter circles. There's a lot of different variations of charcoal, and the one nice thing about something like this for the charcoal and putting it inside of the HMD is you can fit that 3 in there, and you can really get a lot of heat getting hot on the HMD, so that when you start to smoke, you're going to get some good clouds. Part of smoking hookah is not only about the flavor that you get from the tobacco, but it's also about enjoying the cloud output that you get with this hobby as well. So let's talk about this hookah from Fantasia. This is the Nitro Black. This was engineered in the USA for superior performance. And it is a very nice looking hookah, as you can see. There's some nice things that this hookah has on offer. It has customizable coloring plates for your purge valve, which are right here. I'll show you some other still images of those, because it's nice to be able to personalize your hookah, and when they give you the ability to personalize it out of the box, that's always really nice as well. I'm a really big fan of this hose that comes with it and the hose handle. A lot of times when smoking hookah, I find myself holding the very bottom of it just because that's where the soft silicone is at. But the nice thing is they have some soft silicone actually embedded into the hose handle itself, which is really nice just as like a handle and something to hold on to. The actual design of the hose handle, I really like it. I think it looks premium. It looks very nice. I like that. The vase is going to hold a good amount of water as well. You're going to be able to bellow with it. It doesn't have a built-in diffuser. You can add one on later if you want to, through third parties, for instance. It does have an LED light that goes in the base of it. I am not an LED person, so I'm not going to mess with RGB in this hookah at the moment. It didn't come with a battery. I ain't putting a battery in it. That's just the way life is. I do think that it's cool on this hookah. It actually has a water level light on it, which is something that's just really nice, so you don't have to worry about finicking with it at all. But you do want to lower that water level just a teeny bit, because it is raised up and you don't want to get water coming up through your hose, because that's not a fun experience. So you want to lower it just a tiny bit, not a huge amount or anything, but it's a very wide open draw. It has a very good smokability to it. And it also comes with 2 down stems. What's the difference between each one of them? One is an 18mm, the other one is 16mm. Those are going to give you a little bit of a tighter restriction and a little bit of a more wide restriction in where you're pulling from. So you're going to feel a nice, easy to draw breath of fresh air, or a little bit more of a restrictive breath of fresh air, right? And I prefer to have pretty wide open hookahs, so I'd use the 18 and haven't looked back on it. If you use the 16, it's not going to be this like restrictive thing where it's unable to pull from or anything. Just a little bit more restrictive. Some people enjoy a restrictive flow because sometimes it can help bring out flavors. I enjoy the nice easeability of a nice big breath of fresh air. That's how I prefer my hookahs. So this has been warming up the entire time that I've been talking, so let's see if we can start getting some clouds. Still needs to warm up just a little bit. That's the thing with HMDs, is they do take a while for that heat to go into the actual metal device, and then for it to use the ability to transfer that heat down into the bowl onto the tobacco. Especially if you're not touching the tobacco, you're not going to be burning any, you're not going to get that instant connection to the tobacco. Like I said, if you do touch the tobacco, you're going to get a quicker burn on the top level of it. Some people enjoy the top level getting a burn on them because it can seal in the remainder of the tobacco. That's something that we used to do way back in the day before we had all the fancy technologies that we have on the modern market of hookah stuff. The way this hookah actually locks in place is you're able to twist it off of the base. I can do that right now. It's a very secure locking mechanism, so you're able to turn it and then lift it straight up off of it, and then you can put it back onto it. And then once again, you just twist it into place. It's a nice secure lock so that when you lift it up, you're not going to have to worry about your vase going anywhere. It does mean that if something was to happen to the stem or the vase, you'd need to buy it direct from them, which is fine. You're buying the hookah, you're buying the setup from them, you're going to get replacements through them as well. But I like that it's a nice, firm, secure lock in place for the vase, for the hookah. It feels well made. This is a very good setup. The way this hookah actually purges is also really cool. We've seen it on a lot of hookahs throughout the years nowadays. but I like that it just shoots these smokes straight up. It just has a really nice look to it. And it takes one decent sized breath and you're gonna get the majority of your smoke out. It's really nice, it purges really good. This has become a really fun to use hookah for me. I like the easeability of it, the simplicity of it. It's easy to clean. You're able to customize it a little bit. Like I said, I really do like this hose handle quite a bit. And then the other part of it is that it's not this huge hookah. I enjoy a full-size hookah. This is a little bit larger than what I would consider to be something like a desktop hookah, but it's still something that you can set on the ground and sit next to a chair and smoke like that. And that's how I prefer to smoke my hookahs. Even my desktop hookahs, I usually sit on the floor. It drives one of my buddies absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's really smoking now and it's really enjoyable. The flavors are coming through really nicely. That wild mango is fantastic. I really enjoy the freshness of that mango flavoring. And then the peach flavor is right on top of it. And right now it's peach season for me and I've been enjoying peaches a lot and they're delicious and I'm just getting that little hint of peach flavor on top of it and they really mesh really nicely together. I wanted to get something on this really nice summer day that I'm having here of over 90 plus outside, something that was relaxing, something that was bright and something that was fresh, and the wild mango and the peach fuzzy navel are doing a great job of that on this. One of the nice things that I like about doing like a throwback episode like this on something like Fantasia is something that I used to smoke a lot in the early days of me smoking hookah. I've been smoking hookah since 2007 and Fantasia was a standby brand that I would enjoy all the time. As I moved on and started smoking different brands of tobacco, I never forgot about Fantasia. It's just something that I never revisited a whole lot. But giving the opportunity, thank you Fantasia, for this all Fantasia setup, that I'm able to enjoy some of these flavors and share them with you and show you what my love of hookah is really all about. And it's about smoking things that I like. Smoke what you like what you smoke. That's some of the most important things that I personally consider to be about hookah. But I don't believe that I'm the only one that should be enjoying all this Fantasia tobacco. So if there's something that you would like to try, reach out to me, let me know. Find me over on Instagram, instagram.com/morninghookah. Tell me if you'd like to try some Fantasia. If you're in the United States, let me send you some Fantasia. All you gotta do is prove that you're 21 years of age and we will get some sent out to you so you can try some as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you with whatever we do next here at Morning Hookah. But until next time, well, I'll see you when the smoke clears. Bye.